So before we go into the whole Kage thing, I think we can talk about this Promised Neverland shit because I mean, I seen Player Five going around the social webs telling people to go watch this shit, putting people on some badness, bro,
It was
trolling the fuck out
me,
of niggas.
Dio.
So I guess we gotta just touch base on it. For those who don't know, because you're only listening to us on Spotify or some other podcast streaming app, we do have a YouTube channel, and we did do a full review of the Promised Neverland manga, which is now completed, where we unpack all these thoughts. So if you want to hear like the full hour-long version, you could go ahead and watch that. But just to give you niggas a taste that I know are hopping onto the boat, and instead of clicking that erase thumbnail or the Great Pretender thumbnail, you said, let me give Promise Neverland a shot. We're going to give you a little taste of what you might expect down the road. So I think the question Player 5 asked specifically was, you can go ahead and say it.
Basically, I'm just saying, overall, when we look back at the manga, was the story as bad as we remember, and do we think the anime can pull it out of the trash can? Because
So
obviously the anime adds new aspects, music, lighting, camera, you know what I'm saying? Like shit that can change up the feel of it. Can the anime, which honestly did a phenomenal job of like camera, music, all that shit, can it pull it out of the garbage can?
to your first question, is the anime is, or sorry, well, the what was the first question again?
Was the manga as bad as we remember?
Okay, was the manga as bad as we remember? Yes, yes, and like, yes again. So that I'll leave it at that, and I'll come back to it later. The second question was, do we think that the niggas could save it? So what I will say is no, because the thing is, the first season sets up that dark survival undertone, which they could continue, but the thing is that the story drastically, the core story drastically changes from that survival horror thing. And that's the part where I still feel like it's going to be tough for them to keep the same ambiance that they're building in the first season, because once they go to the second season, probably should cover Goldie Pond. But once they get past this Goldie Pond arc, which will probably be the last arc of hopelessness we might feel for these characters, it just becomes
Shonen.
yeah, more shonen-y. Like sure they can add the darkness, but the kids always win at the end. Like unless they're gonna overhype the deaths of the niggas that we never met when those niggas die. Um,
Filler
spoiler
emoji.
alert. But when they actually do that, unless they're gonna overhype those, I don't see how they're gonna be able to turn it around without changing the core story. Meaning like going in totally different directions, and
No.
changing up how certain things are executed.
I just want to say this one thing. I'm gonna say it now before it become a hype and a meme. There's only one thing I want to see out of anime, and this past, the point to where it's like already bad is where old girl, that little girl, up both of them blicks, and she just started, just like start going hard, bro. I want to see that animated with the stankiest face. She just emptied the clip on that fucking demon, bro. I gotta see that.
Wow.
That's all I want to see. After that, they can put it to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, I think
Oh,
this is gonna be. There'll definitely be a season three off of this season two. They can still sell it in the right way. It's just after this season three, season four, I think it's gonna be just like Baki, how we appreciated season three, just like a change of pace. What the fuck is going on? Not as good as it used to be for the fans. They might get to the end, but hey, I'm just telling y'all now, like, don't get your hearts too invested in that shit, bro.
yeah, I
Telling y'all
would.
now.
I mean, I'm pretty much ditto with MGG. And to be honest, it sounds like even he's kind of hopeful for season two, but I kind of see that shift happening like mid season two. Like I honestly don't think that people are gonna get the same vibe from season two as season one, because season one was good because of one, the horror, two, the mystery, and three, the actual, like, I guess you could argue strats that came across
Yeah,
trying to
they might
get
be
through.
assholes now.
Right. So as like as soon as that, like as soon as they leave, I mean, again, this is all like spoiler territory, but as soon as they leave the orphanage, it just becomes completely different. Like you're not
Yeah.
gonna get those vibes. You're gonna, I don't even know like the best way to really describe it, but it's gonna be different, and depending on what kind of, if the audience actually enjoyed season one for those exact aspects that I mentioned before, that same crowd is not going to be about season 2. The question is whether they're going to build a big enough crowd that's about those new aspects that season 2 is going to introduce. If they are not going to be able to accomplish that feat, then it's going to fall off, and I would doubt that season 3 is going to happen at all. So it kind of depends on how fast they really move along season 2. But if like my projection is right, and like season 2 is pretty much going to be either the end of Goldie Pond, which I'm pretty sure they could make happen, or like the intro to Goldie Pond, then it's pretty much gonna change hardcore. Like, long story short, I don't have any positive hope for it, to be honest. Like I said, though, the good things that they could do with the anime is that because those aspects are going to be different and more action based, they could definitely like show off those aspects better in an anime. So I mean, again, it's just going to depend on whether the people are really about like the new shonen, topics that the series is going to be bringing up. But if not, then it's just going to be GG, become something generic. So
yeah. I mean, do you have thoughts on Player Fire? Or you just wanted to get ours?
No, I ain't want to speak too much more on it because, like you said, there's a whole hour-long episode where that's talked about in detail. Go hit that up. Like I said, I'm not gonna not recommend the first season to people because the first season is some of the best anime you're gonna watch. But I tell everybody, just because MGG was flaming me, saying I be putting people on, but he ain't point out how I always say, hey, but after season 1, if you continue to watch, that's on you.
right.
I didn't catch that in any of the posts or comments.
Wow.
I'm just saying I did read that part. If you said it, hey, if you said it, I'll take you for your word. But like I said, hey, bro, like he said, I'll reiterate it. If you watch season 1 of Promised Neverland, you like, I want to continue at your own risk, but know that the AfrOtakus told you we did the hard work for you. We did the sleepless nights, the horrible chapters, the shonen talk no jutsu bullshit. We read all that shit for you to save your time and help you focus on better anime like Erased or fucking The Great Pretender or fucking whatever the fuck else popped up on your Netflix feed as far as anime. We're allowing, or you can fucking catch up with One Piece. Only God knows. We're giving you time to not waste on this. That's all I'm trying to say, bro. We know everybody got these long anime lists. We doing the hard work for you.
And I'm just gonna give somebody, because there's still somebody even after hearing this, you on the fence. I just want to say to you that I haven't been hurt like this since Bleach. I haven't been hurt like this since Bleach, bro. If that make you realize, I haven't been hurt like this since Bleach. Put it down, my brother. Just enjoy that first season for what it is. Anime gold, and just stop.
That's what I was saying. Like, if you watch the first season, pretend it ended once they figure out the shit in the first season.
Right?
Because it's a perfect way to end the
place
first
to end.
season. It can be a total one season anime in your mind. Let it end there, and you can go around and hype it up as the best thing ever. Just make sure you add an asterisk. I only watched the first season. That's all. That'll keep me from flaming you in the comments.